Hello everybody, it's Starrapter here. Welcome to the channel. It's time for my spoiler-free review for Sonic the Hedgehog. It's another film, video game, mashup, adaptation film, whatever you want to call it. There's been a curse on these types of movies. They're never great. Unfortunately, Sonic the Hedgehog, I'll say it right off the top, is not a great film. It's a good film. I really got a lot of enjoyment out of it, but unfortunately, it still isn't an incredible video game movie. We haven't gotten any of those yet, and I will still keep going to the theaters until we finally get one. It's going to happen one of these days, guys. But let's talk about Sonic. So Sonic, as many of you probably know, he was that classic flagship character for the Sega, that side-scrolling action, the speed, and that we get that in this film. We have the character of Sonic the Hedgehog. He's on his own world, and something happens, without spoiling it, that he ends up on Earth. And he's on Earth for quite some time, a long amount of time, before he starts interacting with this certain character played by James Marsden. They're in Montana, in Green Hills, a very small town. And next thing you know, they become buddies, but then Sonic loses his rings, and that becomes the MacGuffin of this movie. He loses his rings, so we have to have Sonic and this character of Tom, played by James Marsden, that go on sort of a road trip to try to get these things back. But then in the meantime, you have this big scary villain played by Jim Carrey named Dr. Robotnik. And this is the best thing about the movie. I will put it out there right now. This is the reason why I really wanted to check this movie out sooner rather than later, because Jim Carrey was one of my favorite actors growing up as a kid. Those classic 90s films, Dumb and Dumber, you have just such great stuff in that movie alone. Pet Detective, right? All these great, The Mask, these movies where he's just so off the wall, and we haven't gotten anything quite like that until Sonic. I love what he did in Sonic. Every time he was on screen, my eyes were glued to the character of this Robotnik. He just goes off the wall. Jim Carrey just... he really does not phone this one in. He goes all in on this crazy character that just doesn't give a crap and just wants world domination, basically. And as fun as that sounds, that's also a negative, right? There's lots of straightforward storytelling in this movie. It's very predictable. There's not a lot of stakes in this movie that were built up. There's a lot of cheesy kind of romance between the character that, you know, James Marsden's character Tom and then his wife. So lots of weird stuff like that, but it does get counterbalanced with a lot of good things. Like Sonic is a really fun character, full of energy. He's played by Ben Schwartz, and from the moment we meet him, he's very self-referential, and he's got these lots of references from throughout everything, and there's lots of really cool action from Sonic the Hedgehog. I mean, it really captures the gameplay elements very well. You see him many times going into that rollerball form, you know, just going super fast, of course, and playing off of the rings, using that as a big focal point for the story in a way that was very creative and very unique, that I didn't actually see being intertwined into this movie very easily, but I feel like it was pulled off really well. Just everything with the speed, everything at the end of the movie. There's also lots of cool sequences that reminded me a lot of the Quicksilver sequences in the recent X-Men movies, where like time comes to a standstill and you see Sonic just going through the motions and resetting all these characters' actions and then speeding time back up to normal, and then everything goes chaotic. There's lots of moments like that. And just overall, this is a very enjoyable, fun film. Lots of great music to complement the overall story, and I'm willing to see more movies in this franchise. I will let you guys know there is 2 after credit scenes, so make sure you do not walk away as soon as the credits roll, because you're going to want to check those out. And hopefully this is the first of many, and I think this is one of the better video game adaptation movies for sure. This is definitely up there with Detective Pikachu for me. So with that being said, I'm going to have to give it a 7 out of 10. You guys will enjoy this. It's a PG rated film, so definitely take the kids. It's very, very good in that regard. There's nothing too vulgar at all in this movie, but it's a whole lot of fun. So what do you guys think of Sonic the Hedgehog? Let's talk about it in the comment section down below. If you guys are new to the channel, welcome. I've been reviewing a lot of movies recently. February has been very busy for me. I went and checked out 1917. I watched Parasite and Birds of Prey all this month, so make sure you go ahead and check out those movie reviews to see if you might want to see those. So that is going to do it for me, Starrapter. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel so that way you'll never miss another video. Have a good one, and bye-bye. Thanks for checking out the video. Please hit that thumbs up symbol. It helps me know that I'm making content that you guys enjoy. And if you enjoyed this video, I also include 2 videos down below you guys should check out. And please consider subscribing to this channel. It helps support me and it notifies you guys of when I get new videos up on the channel. You can also contact me on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Starrapter.